What's the number one biggest mixing mistake? Do you know it? I'll give you a moment. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Emily Bowie. I'm a producer and engineer here in Nashville, Tennessee. Timestamps are available for your convenience, but this is going to be a shorter video, so you might not need that. But if you'd like to help the channel out further, please consider hitting that like button and also subscribe to the channel. It's totally free to do that. Also, leave me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and if you have anything else you'd like to add. Maybe a topic that you'd like to see a video on in the future. So, do you know what the number one biggest mistake in mixing is? Well, if you said gain staging, you'd be correct. Now, gain staging is a little bit of a controversy these days because everybody has an opinion on it, and I'm not really sure why it's like this sort of secret number and everybody has a different one. Because if you actually go in and look at your plugins or your interface, it actually tells you the recommended level that you need to have your audio tracks before going in. Most systems will recommend a -16 to -20 dBs, right? So my system recommends -18, which is right in the middle of 16 and 20. So that's what I'm shooting for because it's worked every time. Now I've got a mix session up right now and I came across this issue, and so I thought I would put a quick little video together and show you what I'm talking about. Also, because if you're getting into mixing, you are going to run into something like this at some point. It's actually pretty common. So I've got some drum tracks here. Now, visually, doesn't look like we've got very much audio, and some of these don't really show anything at all, but there's audio there. So we need to go in, bring that up so that we're at a proper level, and I'm always shooting for -18. So let me go ahead and make these a little bit bigger so that we can tell. Now, as you can see, I am working in Studio One today because this was a session that was done in Studio One. So first thing I want to do is kind of look at the meter that we have. Now I've got this set to the peak RMS. I've also got peak hold on there, and we're doing some pre-fader metering, but there's nothing on here anyways, and everything is at unity. But I just wanted to check that just to make sure, because I don't want anything else to affect what we're reading. For demonstration purposes, let's go back and set these. We'll set a few here back to where we had them. So this is the kick and the snare here. We'll go ahead and put that one in too. So we've got the kick and the snare here. Let's take a listen to what it sounds like without increasing any of that gain. So it's fine, but you're just barely hearing anything. And take a look at the meter here. Now the blue that you see filling up the meter is where our peak level is going to be. And then that little white is the RMS level. But let's look at that. And if I hover over it, it actually shows us where the level is, where that peak hold is. The number on the left is where I'm putting my cursor to. So we need that to hit at least around right here. And my cursor is laying on -18. So we need to increase the overall gain. So now we're hitting around 18. Might be able to go up a little higher, just a little bit. So, you know, that's going to be hovering around -18 dBs. So we'll do the same thing for the kick out here. Okay, so we're pretty low on this one, so we've got a ways to go. Let's check it. All right, so we're kind of around 20. Probably go a little bit more. Now we've hit 18. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you receive your audio tracks, your multi-tracks. Make sure that you're at least getting a good level around minus 18 dBs before you even move the fader. Make sure that this is, if you want to, be extra careful, make sure that this is in pre-fader mode, or just make sure you don't have any plugins on there, and make sure that your fader is at 0, at unity. But anyways, I just wanted to make a quick little video on that because this is something that I just now ran across, and I thought, well, you know what, maybe we should talk about that because this is something that is extremely important, but also extremely simple. Also, extremely easy to overlook. And then once you start getting into this mix and you've got all your plugins and all your routing going and everything like that, if it's just not quite there, it was probably this very first step that you missed. And that is why this is the #1 biggest mixing mistake. And so if we can just get into the habit of doing this first before we start doing anything else, it'll save you a lot of time and your mixes will sound a lot better. Now it is that time in the video where I'd like to invite you to check out my brand new mixing templates. Using these templates get you quicker professional sounding mixes, and don't forget to check out the mixing course, which can help you build your portfolio with the included multi-tracks, as well as an in-depth look at how I mix certain styles of music. It's a really great way to help support the channel while also learning analog techniques that have all been adapted to work in the box. If you enjoy this video, consider hitting that thumbs up and subscribing to the channel to see more videos like it. And thanks so much for watching, y'all. We'll talk soon.